Bird nerds, how's it going today, guys? Hopefully everything's well. Hopefully this video finds you good. Your birds are doing good. Figured we'd kind of mix up the videos a little bit. We're gonna do a highlight species today. We're gonna highlight our star finches. I have 6 pairs of stars that I've set up this year. You can see behind me, this pair of stars successfully, they actually fledged 4 chicks. Unfortunately, one of the chicks didn't make it after it had fledged, not due to the parents' fault. Crazy enough, it got its head stuck in the wire, which doesn't happen very often. I've got the 1/4-inch galvanized wire. It really doesn't happen too often, but kind of a freak accident, unfortunately, so we did lose one. So we have 3 happy, healthy chicks. Parents are doing such a good job. I actually just fed them, so they may be begging for food here in a minute. Kind of did that on purpose. Hopefully you guys get to see them. I have done some videos that I'm gonna add into this clip so you guys can see what I'm talking about. And I just wanna highlight the top 5 breeding tips that I'll give you to successfully house, keep, and breed star finches. First, before I get into that, if you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We're getting quite a few subscribers lately, which is awesome. I love to see our bird nerd family grow. This is the reason why I do these videos, so that I can help you guys out, highlight certain species, talk about conservation of finches in the United States. I have some rare species that are hard to find from Africa, trying to build up that population in the US, in the continental US, and then other harder to breed species that I keep as well. Really trying to keep and maintain healthy bloodlines, population levels in captivity. There we go. So go ahead and subscribe. I've got hundreds of videos that I've posted, all things finches, canaries. I have a few small hookbills, button quail, other types of things that I've posted as well, other people's aviaries that I've highlighted. So go ahead and click that subscribe button right now. Appreciate you guys, and if you just did that, welcome to the Bird Nerd family. Okay, let's jump into it. Star finches, they come from Australia. They are a beautiful finch, grassland finch. The wild type, they're a kind of a duller body color with a red face. They actually really are beautiful birds. And I'll post some pictures in here as we go along so you guys can see that. The mutations that I have are red-faced and yellow-faced, yellow-bodied mutations. So I do have one yellow-faced pair that has the normal wild type color. They're kind of a darker gray color, but the rest of them are yellow bodies with red face or yellow face. So I've got my yellow faces here behind me. If you see up there every once in a while, the male will come over here. You can see their face. How to tell gender. Stars are fairly easy to tell gender. Your males will have more red on their face with kind of these little white circles around. They look like stars in a galaxy, really. And they have some star patterns here on their chest, feathering patterns like on their neck and chest. Whereas your females, they do have some color, but it's very little, and I'll show you some comparisons here. So that's a good way to tell. The bloodlines that I have are really good. My males and my females have fairly decent color on their faces. Your wild types, color mutations, or even just your wild type colors, they have very little, the females have very little color, usually on the tops of their beaks, into their eyes a little bit, whereas your males have a bunch more, so a lot more color spread out. So usually easy to visually sex these finches. They're great finches. They are a great community bird. They're very docile, gentle birds. They get along with any bird that I've ever put them with, which can be good and bad, right? If you're trying to breed them, maybe a little bit on the bad side, but very gentle bird. The male has a cute little song that he does. He usually dances with it. Sometimes he'll have like a straw or something in his beak as he's doing it. Females, they don't have a song. They just have a small little call. They are calling behind me, but it's very quiet. So if you're looking for a quieter bird, these guys are great to have. They are a little bit more shy and a little flighty. You can see they have lots of energy. Mine do tame down a fair amount to where once they're used to a new cage and surroundings, they don't freak out as much, but they are still pretty flighty birds. So keep that in mind. They're not something that's going to tame down and jump on your hands. As far as keeping and maintaining these birds, they're fairly hardy birds. I've had pretty good success just keeping and maintaining mine in either individual breeding cages or throughout the aviary in my mixed flight. They do well. They can adjust and become cold hardy. Maybe not as much as like your zebra finches or society finches, but I keep mine. I opened my aviary up this winter when the days were sunnier. You know, I didn't do it when it was really cold and snowing and whatnot, but and they enjoyed to go out there and soak up some sun in the cooler temps. So they can be a hardier bird, not as susceptible to diseases or mites, things like that. So a great bird to have. Price range, I mean, everything bird-wise, price range has gone up in the last 2-3 years, but for a normal-bodied starfinch, you're looking anywhere from $50 to $100 a bird, depending on who you get them from. Mine, because they're yellow-bodied, yellow-faced, they're a little bit harder to find mutation, a little bit prettier. Do sell them for a little bit more, usually around the $125 range per bird, but good birds to have, fairly reasonable price, quiet, get along well with other birds. Breeding them. You can see I've had some success breeding. I got all 3 of them just lined up there in a row. Parents are probably mad at me because I'm sitting here and they don't want to feed them in front of me while I'm talking, but I've had success breeding them in an aviary setting. Hey, sorry, kids walking in. Anyways, I've had success breeding them in an aviary setting. They are a little bit more sensitive to nest checks, and they do like their privacy. So the males, they do like to build nests, and they can actually build some really good nests. I've had some. They choose to build their nests in bushes, or like they'll find a corner. Some of my males have built really nice, elaborate nests. Others have built like half nests, and the eggs aren't really supported, and the female they'll fall out. They want to breed, they breed readily, but as far as incubating the eggs, hatching and raising them, they're a little bit more sensitive. If you disturb them too much, if you check the nest or something happens, that they abandon the nest quite frequently. So I haven't had as much success in the aviary. I did last year choose to do a colony breeding, so I had all of my stars together in one flight with nothing else, and I did get 7 babies, so 2 clutch. 1 was 4, the other was 2. But like I said, I have 6 pairs, so I didn't get the success that I was hoping for. So this year I have individually paired them out, as you guys can see there. I did put in my white cages plants. I did corner off, put plants in a corner, and kind of wrap them up around the entrance of their nest box, so that hopefully they will feel that sense of security and privacy, and they'll nest for me. So I did throw in a bunch of cocoa fiber in their nest already. Even though they are good nest builders, I wanted to give them a head start, and then I put individual throughout their cage some extra cocoa fiber for the males to kind of pluck and pull, and then they can mold the nest how they want. I did that similar to these guys, and it seemed to work out really well. My nest up top, they had 6 fertile eggs. The night that they were hatching was the night of the 4th of July. So I think all the fireworks, and I did leave some lights on in here, but I think all the fireworks and commotion for 3 days in a row for celebrating the 4th of July, they actually ended up abandoning their nest, and all of the eggs and chicks that had hatched eventually, unfortunately, died. And so we're trying it again in hopes that maybe we won't have any more disturbances in the next couple months as far as like fireworks and things like that go, that will throw them off. So they are more sensitive. I know other people have had stars that are not sensitive at all, and they can do nest checks. Mine, once the chicks were about a week old, then I felt comfortable checking the nest, and I did check them about, every 2 days or so. Just a really quick peek, and never put my hands in there or anything like that, and they seem to do okay. But yeah, they are more sensitive to the nest, so I would recommend a corner of plant or a bush if you got them in a big cage and they can build a nest in the bush. If you have nest boxes, they do like them up high or inside of bushes. So that's what I tried to do here, is just really cover the nests with the plants and the bushes to make sure that they have that sense of security and privacy. They are good parents. You can see here they do well. If you can get past that first week of the chicks hatching, that's usually the most sensitive week. Usually once you get past that first week, I would say for the most part, it's kind of, you're on the home stretch and shouldn't run into too many more issues. If you have a young pair, they may toss the chicks and may not feed them that first round or maybe that first couple rounds. They're learning, right, as they do get used to this. And I have a couple pairs here. This will be their first year breeding. They are some of my babies from last year that I paired up with more mature males or females, but we've kind of got one of the pair is just, this is their first time. So I'm hoping putting them with another experienced star will kind of balance that out and we'll have some success there. They diet, seed eating. They do like egg food. Mine will eat like mealworms and stuff like that, but it's not necessary or a have to for them to successfully raise their chicks. But I do provide that when their chicks are a little older, and just the little tiny small mealworms, they seem to go for those quite readily. But you can just do egg food every day along with seed, and then every once in a while throw in an apple or something like that they do enjoy. So overall, great birds, love them. If you can get your hands on them, I would recommend it. They are beautiful, got a pretty song, nice, quiet, gentle with other birds, do well in a mixed aviary or in, as pairs. I would recommend if you do get one, try and get a pair if you can, even if it's 2 males and 2 females or a male-female pair. They are social birds and they do need that social interaction. Females, last thing, females can get egg bound, so please make sure you're providing cuttle bone or calcium of some sort every day on a regular basis. They always have access to that. That will help your hens while they're laying to not have any issues there. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Hopefully that kind of helps you guys out. They do like any type of nest boxes, wicker basket, build their own. So they're not picky on nests, but let me know if you guys have any questions, concerns around the star finches. I've really enjoyed them. They're a great bird to have and to keep in captivity. And if you can get your hands on them, I would highly recommend it. If you guys are interested in some stars, PM me, let me know. I will hopefully have, outside of these guys here, I'll hopefully have more chicks by the end of the summertime with all the pairs that I've set up, and we'll be able to ship some stars around the US if you guys are interested. So let me know. Go ahead and subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Hope your birds are doing good, and we'll see you next time.